Welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Last time, we went all around Hyrule gathering every sort of little item from heart pieces to sculptulas to our newfound Bigoron sword, which man oh man, let me tell you, is it an awesome upgrade. Today, we're going to go into the Lost Woods and see if we can find Saria. So, let's get to it. Now, as we may have seen last time we were here, when we took the shortcut from Zora's domain, there was a fairy standing guard somewhere. You know what that means. It's good old Mido.
What are you? Though you wear Kokirish clothing, you can't fool me. I promised Saria I would never let anybody go through here.
Right. Even if we knew her song?
That melody! Saria plays that song all the time. Do you know Saria? That song. Saria taught that song only to her friends. Okay, I trust you. When I see you, I don't know why, but I remember him.
So yeah, evidently the Kokiri never age. They're not allowed to leave the forest. And yet here we are, the same Link from all that time, grown up, having been able to leave the forest. So it makes sense he doesn't recognize us. Still, now that we've come all this way, remember that bean we planted here? Well, turns out there's a nice little something here for us, though it may not be readily apparent what that is, because it's daytime. That's right, we planted that entire bean plant for one golden sculptula. So, unfortunately, in order to actually get it, you need to respawn the woods in nighttime. So, because we've talked to Mido, he'll be out of our way, and we're ready to go. I just figured it'd be nice to talk to him during the day so you could actually see him a little better. But now, we should be able to find our nice little sculptula. As you can see, or at least hear, he's just right here. Nice and convenient. It does kind of irk me a little that you gotta use a whole bean plant for him, but it is kind of cool being able to come up here and look at this little ridge. You never see things like this very often, so I thought it'd be cool just to show it off. This is kind of one of those areas that I feel like as a kid, if you could get up there, it would have been a really cool, like, just secret little spot, you know? Kind of like how Saria made, well, the forest meadow her secret spot. Whoopsies, that is not the way we need to go. Grass, anything nice for me? No, of course not. Well, worth a shot. And speaking of the sacred meadow, there have been quite the big changes.
From here on, we'll be going through some narrow passages. If you take it slow, maybe you can sneak up on some enemies. Use Z targeting to always look in the proper direction. Set your view so you can see down the next corridor before you turn a corner. Once your view is set, hold down Z to sidestep around the corner. That way, you won't be surprised by an enemy waiting in ambush.
So yeah, she gives you very good advice because... yeah, let's take it nice and slow. There are these fellas. They're not the nicest looking. These are moblins. And trust me, they look a little different than you might remember them from any other Zelda game. They're also huge. So, don't underestimate them. As you can see, you can also hold down the hook shot and use it to move around. This is a pretty useful technique, especially if you're trying to get the ambush on them. As you can see, it doesn't work horribly well. Man, I tell you, makes you wonder what these guys eat, huh? Still, if you see a moblin, hit him in the back with the hook shot, and it'll take care of him easy peasy. You are kind of meant to sneak around here, but, well, it is what it is. And hey, would you look at that? Navi flies off in a random spot. Maybe Pierre? Hey, hey, it sure is. So if you've gotten the Scarecrow song, you can basically skip this whole segment. Which, admittedly, I think is kind of cool. It really rewards you for having paid attention and done things. And granted, you're really not missing much. It's a rehash of an old area we've seen, filled with a new enemy that is frankly annoying. Plus, for coming up this way now, you can get another gold Skulltula. Very convenient. And of course, the lovely fairy fountain. Seeing as we emptied pretty much all of our bottles for some blue fire, now is a great time to restock. And frankly, I really don't think we're gonna need this for anything anytime soon. So, we'll get rid of it for now. I might regret that later, and if I do, well, oh well. After all, we know where we can get it, and it's pretty darn easy to get. So, fill our bottles with plenty of fairies, just in case, and we'll be on our way. Admittedly, I haven't really needed them at all throughout the entire game, but still, the sanctity of mind they provide is rather nice. I think it'd be really cool if I did this whole playthrough without having a single death, but, well, we'll see. Some of the things later on get a little tough. Otherwise, here's a pretty famous part of the game. The big moblin with a club. And if you get hit by him, even if you touch just the club, you get knocked all the way back. So, be careful. Yeah, you can just run right past him. He doesn't turn around or anything. So, you can just slash him and, well, that's kind of that. Kind of funny, huh? And he usually gives you some pretty darn good money, which, hey, I will certainly take. Otherwise, here we are. Back where we last saw Saria. She doesn't seem to be here, unfortunately.
The flow of time is always cruel. Its speed seems different for each person, but no one can change it. A thing that doesn't change with time is a memory of younger days. In order to come back here again, play the Minuet of Forest.
Notably, this is supposed to be the first song you receive from Sheik. But we did things a little out of order, so it's the second one we receive. You've learned the Minuet of Forest.
Link, I'll see you again.
So yeah. Now, remember that hook shot we got and how it clings onto wood? That is how you enter the first temple. Welcome to the Forest Temple. Honestly, one of my favorite temples in all of Zelda. Because we have Bigoron's sword, most enemies and encounters are going to be comically easy, which frankly, I am totally okay with. This game's combat was pretty famous at the time for being really innovative, and frankly, I like showing you how to break it, so don't mind me. Otherwise, there's a nice little Skulltula. But I always loved the Forest Temple. I think it helps that I grew up on 3 acres of forest and was always a very, the foresty child. So, kind of go figure that of course I like the forest. but something about this being the first proper temple with the actual name of temple is just so cool. And hey, we found a small key. Very nice. Don't forget this one. It's very easy to miss. Trust me, I've forgotten about it many times before when I've not been 100%ing the game. Ooh, big old Skulltula. If you notice, the hookshot just takes care of them. It's a super nice upgrade. Ooh. Hmm. 4 different colored Poe sisters. They are going to make for the main gimmick of this temple. We need to hunt each of them down. But unfortunately, we really don't have a great way of doing that yet. So, as you can imagine, we may or may not receive a way to hunt them more effectively. I love the Forest Temple, both in terms of design, theme, and honestly, its puzzles. They're really awesome, and I think for a lot of people, this is such a memorable temple, and for good reason. I also want to say, too, there's a Skulltula somewhere around here, but I might be thinking of a later area. Just take a look around and see, because again, it has been a little while. Yeah, I'm thinking of another room. All good. But still, it is cool seeing this whole area. Otherwise, I think we want to come up here. You know what? I'm second guessing myself. Up here, maybe? I can swear there's a Skulltula in here somewhere. Oh, maybe he's up here, actually. Hold up. I think I remember where he is. Yep, I see him. I knew there was one. Look at this sneaky little guy. Don't worry, we'll get them all the same. Very nice. So yeah, sometimes they can sneak up on you. Otherwise, using our nice little small key we got, we can go through here. Very convenient. And obviously, normal big Skulltulas really don't pose a threat to us. With the hookshot, we're good to go. Hello there. Oh, I should identify you.
Blue bubble. Guard against its blue flame with your shield.
Well, Navi, unfortunately, we don't have a shield. So, we'll just use the hookshot, paralyze him, and be on our way. I think it's a pretty good compromise. Otherwise, let's look around here. Only really one way to go, so makes things fairly simple. But something I love about this temple is that it really shows off just how interesting and weird they can get.
There are arrows painted on the floor.
There sure are, Navi. Which, if you can guess, means you need to push and pull some things. You may not think Link could pull a block that is, I don't even know, like 100 times his size. Okay, maybe not 100, but like, I don't know, 20 times his size. This thing is huge. But turns out, it's fairly lightweight. Pretty convenient, if I do say so myself. So if we follow the arrows, it'll make for a pretty easy puzzle. And to be fair, I like that they don't push you with something insane right away. Interestingly, there is a version of this game called the Master Quest, which was released alongside a collector's disc as a, I think a pre-release bonus or something like that. I forget the actual, like, how it was released, but I think it was a bonus disc that contained Ocarina of Time and the Master Quest. So in that version of the game, they throw some insanely hard puzzles at you almost right away, and they make things pretty darn difficult. So I like that in the base version of this game, they really ease you into it and give you some pretty simple things for you to learn. Now, as someone who, you know, has never played this game, you might struggle with some of these, and frankly, that's okay. I feel that's a lot of the fun of Zelda games. They let you really take your time and learn things at your own pace and figure stuff out. I think it's really great. Now, I remember back when I played this game with my sister, when she played it for the first time, I was here as just a sort of, a guide for her. Also, what is this? Well, can't do anything with it, but if you remember, those were the same eye switches that we hit with the slingshot. So we're gonna need something ranged and more damaging than the hook shot for those. So if it wasn't already evident enough, we are going to get some sort of ranged weapon here, which is very nice. But back to my story. When my sister first played this game, I thought it was really interesting seeing how she handled these puzzles, having never seen them before. It was really interesting seeing how she tried to tackle things and go about it. And like that key at the very beginning, she totally missed it because she never thought to look to the sides and got totally blindsided by fighting the Wolfos. So it goes to show that, your experience with this game could be drastically different than, someone who knows what they're doing or, someone who's played it before but doesn't remember a whole lot. And even then, like with my first time playing the game, I couldn't tell you what it was like because I'm pretty sure I watched my parents, and so I just kind of knew everything to do. It felt pretty second nature. And yeah, as we can see, that doesn't do anything for us. So, is there anything that does? Well, try as you might. Deku Nut doesn't do anything for you. So, you're gonna have to come back here when you have a key or something that can actually open that door. So let's see. Ow. Because otherwise, I don't believe there's anything else currently in that room. And it could just be I'm forgetting something very obvious. Very possible. Because I wanted to say there was a chest in there we can grab, but hey, maybe I'm wrong. So let's just say that, ooh, we can't go that way. Ah, we have a little time block here. So we'll play the Song of Time, get rid of it. And perhaps that will hold the secret. Ah, another way to go. Let's give it a look. And out here, we find a nice big Great Deku Baba. It gives us plenty of Deku Seeds. Very nice. Got a pesky Octorok. Nothing our hookshot can't deal with. And then otherwise, let's take a look around. We have this well here, which is filled with water. So, can't go down it exactly. Though, because we have the iron boots, we actually can. Not that you're supposed to, but for the sake of playing the dungeon correctly, I will treat it as if we don't have the iron boots. Otherwise, yeah, the hookshot there doesn't really work great for dealing with the Skulltulas on vines like that. So you gotta be a little careful. And if you notice up there, there's a golden Skulltula. Now, I want to say that you're supposed to go up those vines, and then I think there's actually something up there I was supposed to grab. Again, been a little moment since I've done the Forest Temple myself. Well, let's take a look around again, just to make sure we didn't miss anything. Doesn't look like it. And I want to say there's like some weird jump you can do right there, in like a speed run or something crazy. It's weird. I'm not going to worry about it. And now, obviously, these guys are supposed to be a pretty big, roadblock. But because we know how to get past them, it's not a big deal. So we'll simply just climb right past them and act like nothing happened. Gosh darn it, I thought I got away with that. Not quite. That's why you gotta be nice and slow. Which sometimes, I will admit, is a little difficult. But if you just do one little movement at a time, it's not that bad. because as you can see, they just flash once or twice, and you can keep moving. Not too bad. Yeah, I know you see me. Ignore it. There we go. Now let's see what's up here. Ah, a nice, did I ID these guys? I'm pretty sure I did. After all, I've been trying to stay on top of it. But for doing all that tricky work, we can grab this nice little chest here. Oh boy, what's in it? I mean, look, if you've expected to find the map or compass first, well, you'd be right. It's the map. Very useful. And otherwise, I believe this is the way? No, this is where we came from. It is rather easy to get turned around in here, so can't say I blame myself. Ah, another area outside. And if you notice, there's some vines, and what is notable is the first hookshot target. If you ever see those, you can use your hookshot to get over to them. This is also a whole nother room that we haven't been to. So we'll smack this little switch, which will drain the well. Very useful. Now, otherwise, I want to say you just jump down in the water. Be nice and safe here. And excuse me, big old Deku Baba. Just cut you there. And yes, I see you, Octorok. Quit being mean. There we go. Now over here, if you notice, Navi flies away again. I believe this is another spot for the Scarecrow song. Which, if I was standing in the right spot, he would show up. Again, sometimes it's a little finicky, so. Come on, buddy. No, not there either. I could have swore this was a Scarecrow spot. Maybe it has to be from over here? Come on, Pierre. Oh, you know what? I'm overcomplicating things. There's already a wooden chest that we can hookshot to. Duh. Oh, there I go, making things harder for myself when the answer is literally in front of us. Ah, that's funny. There we go. A little bit of a precarious position to put us in. But, so long as you get the angle right, shouldn't be that big of a deal. But yeah, my goodness, how funny is that? Here I am overcomplicating it, like, oh, we gotta use the Scarecrow song, when, no, the answer is right in front of us. Funny, but, not practical. What is practical, though, is a nice little Skulltula token. Very useful. And I think Navi flies up there, and that might actually be a Scarecrow spot. Now she's not doing it, so maybe not? Again, it's been a while. For prosperity's sake, we'll try it just to make sure I'm either crazy or not. And the answer is crazy. Very good. Well, we'll move on. I could have swore there was a spot in here, though, that did use Pierre, but I guess not. Otherwise, we now have this nice little well. So let's take the ladder down, shall we? And see what awaits us. Well, it's, frankly, just a very long corridor. Though, there are some nice little recovery hearts. And I believe at the very end here is a nice small chest. And inside is a small key. Very useful. It's the exact item we needed. So now we can climb on up, and then we should be able to pretty much just keep on going. Otherwise, I want to say, I don't think we can do it yet, but eventually we need to get up onto those pillars. For now, though, we have our small key. and we can return to the big puzzle room we were solving before. And now that we have the key, it'll make things go by much quicker. Especially because we can, actually progress. Still, with the puzzles all solved, we can just go in and be on our merry way. Hello, Mr. Bubble. I will ignore you and simply progress to the end of the room, where we'll use our newfound small key and continue to progress. But man, seriously, just the overall theming and design of this temple is so good. The music especially. And I know I don't shut up, so you can't really hear it much, but trust me, it is a nice listen. There we go. Get rid of you. And, woo. A little close for comfort, but all good. And here's...
This corridor is all twisted.
Yes, it is, Navi. Thank you. But this is probably one of the most iconic rooms of this entire game. I mean, what a darn cool effect.
Watch for the shadows of monsters that hang from the ceiling.
So Navi there is trying to be helpful. Should you stand in one place for too long, a shadow will form at your feet, and then a monster will drop down. If you don't keep moving, you'll get grabbed.
Wallmaster, watch out for its shadow on the floor. Destroy it before it goes back up to the ceiling.
So yeah, you'll get grabbed by a Wallmaster, which will bring you pretty much to the beginning of the dungeon, at least in most Zelda games. So, give them a nice hit, they usually drop some nice money, or sometimes they'll split into smaller hands that then can grab you, suck your life energy, and grow into bigger Wallmasters. So you gotta be a little careful. They're a bit tricky. And ooh,
There's a treasure chest here.
there sure is, Navi. But yet again, we've run into a roadblock. There's another door that needs a small key that we still can't do anything with. So, back to exploring. I kind of like how this dungeon really emphasizes kind of going back and forth to really show like, hey, you can do this thing. Ooh, you need another key. Time to go exploring. It really is in the spirit of all Zelda games for it to be, I guess, fragmented like this. So, I quite like it. Goodbye, Mr. Skulltula. And so otherwise, let's take a look here. Where have we been? Ah, quite a few different locations. And otherwise... yeah, that might be where we need to go. Save our game here. And then, let's see, possibly this way? Because I think we actually were supposed to keep going up here. Now, the other nice thing I haven't really shown off about the hookshot is on the right surfaces, you can just use it to skip huge segments, which is really nice. Otherwise, just keep sneaking on by the Skulltulas. Shouldn't be anything you can't handle. Very nice. And then, let's see, is this where I wanted to go? Not specifically, no. Well, that does make me wonder, though, where that other key is. Because it's got to be somewhere, let's be honest, I'm probably just forgetting a very obvious key. Because it's not there. We got the switch up here. See, Navi, what are you going there for? Like, that's gotta be a Pierre spot, but I don't know why. Because again, she keeps going up there and for seemingly no reason. So, I couldn't tell you. I really don't want to get up there, because that's going to hurt. Alright, perfect. Ow. Hello, Big Deku Baba. There we are. And then, I mean, we went down the well. Got the key down here. So there's this one, then the one at the entrance. So there's just got to be something I'm missing very blatantly. But that's also some of the fun of the temples here, is that things aren't always super obvious, which I really appreciate. And plus, too, it really gives you time to just become acquainted with the place and get used to exploring it, which I really appreciate as well. Otherwise, let's take a look around here. There's some doors, but not a way to get over there necessarily. There's the Skulltula up there, and we went that way. Now, something I will tell you is that there's nothing in the water because you couldn't actually get down into it. So it's very possible that we're just missing a switch or a chest somewhere else that's in the area we were trying to go to. Very possible. But, alternatively, we can look around in here and see if there's anything else here for us. So let's see, is this the exit? I believe it is, if I'm remembering the map correctly. So let's try going this way. Or is this the exit? Have I fooled myself? I fooled myself. Ah, my goodness. But if you noticed, that door wasn't blocked. So, we can't get up to this one, which is fine. This one is sealed by bars, so we can't go that way. So, that really leaves one place to look that we haven't gone to before. So, hopefully it's something. Let's take a look here. Ooh, hello there. Have a nice little stab. And, uh-oh. Say hello to a new enemy.
Stolfos, lure it close to you and watch its movement carefully. Attack it when it drops its guard.
This is the enemy that having that low poke is really good for, because you can sneak under its shield. Now, obviously, we're trading defense for offense by doing this, but as you can see, you can just kind of lay on the offense, and there's very little he can do. Bit of a slugfest, but worked out. And there we are. The third small key. So yeah, I like that this area really, this temple emphasizes you continuing to push forward and then finding that, ooh, I don't have everything, so it really gives you a reason to go back and explore. I really like it. And I mean, heck, even to someone who's played the game, I genuinely forgot that, hey, that's what we had to do. Again, I just think it's really cool design. So, let's get back to where we actually need to go and put that small key to use. Finally. Hello, Mr. Skulltula. Excuse me. Very nice. Hello for, what is this, now the third time? Climb up the ladders, of course. And then, up the big old block. Now, Link, I know you could try to push it, but, it's firmly planted there, so I wouldn't try it, buddy. Still, it always did make me wonder as a kid, how heavy are these blocks? Because, I mean, if Link can push them, being, I think, 16 years old, I mean, either the dude is very strong, which could be the case. I'm not doubting Link's capabilities here, but, you know, being a 16-year-old, most 16-year-olds aren't exactly, defined by incredible muscle mass. So, it did make me wonder, like, maybe they're not that heavy? I don't know. Otherwise, with the key, we can now enter this room, which, as you can see, there are these little weird painting-looking things. Ooh. Hello there, ghost. Yeah, hookshot doesn't do much. And, evidently, there's not really much we can do here. So, keep pushing forward into another fight with a Stalfos. Now, luckily, we've already fought 2 before him, so shouldn't be that bad. The only thing that does kind of make this a bit tougher is he has this big hole in the floor here, which gives him a bit of an advantage. Come here, Roy. Ooh. That camera, though. Also, I like how I stuttered on the word boy. Don't know how I did that, but sure. Now we have 2 more Stalfos. Get used to fighting these guys. They're kind of Adult Link's bread and butter. Yeah, see? With Bigoron's sword, they are not a problem at all. Come here. Ah. See, you can, like, sneak around the shield. It's really convenient. And although they do hurt, frankly, we have so much health that they really shouldn't be posing a threat. Still, be sure to actually break the pots and pick up some health, because it does go a long way. There we go. And what's our prize? Why wouldn't you know? It's the fairy bow. On the select item subscreen, you can set it to left, down, or right on the C buttons. Press C to take it out and hold it. As you hold down C, you can aim with the stick. Release C to let fly with an arrow. Oh, baby. The fairy bow is a pretty darn iconic weapon for Link. I mean, look, given some of the newer games, Link's become a fairly renowned archer, so it should be no surprise that he found his first real good bow in this game. Though to be fair, bows have their roots all the way back in the first Legend of Zelda, which it was a requirement to use to beat the game. So, Link's always been not only a swordsman, but a pretty skillful archer. Still, we've done a fair bit today. Next time we play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, we'll see just what our new toy can really do for us. As always, I'm Brad, thanks for watching, and have a good one.